What's up, guys? This is Peter Griffin. You must be thinking, where's Eddie? Well, he is here. Somewhere. Atomic Tank. Let's go.
Well, thank you, Peter. Those who are new here, I'm Eddie, and I try my best to make the video as easy to understand as possible so you guys can learn better in a short amount of time. So let's talk about atomic tanking. So let's start with gear. I am 339 CR right now. My dominance is 41,516. I'm on test server, so it's gonna be a little bit low. On live server, you will have higher dominance if you have around same skill points and my CR. Defense is 146,808 and health is 207,735. I'm wearing full tank gear, and we're gonna look at the mods first. The mods are Absorption Adapter 5 for weapon, Supercharged Mass Density 3 for head socket, Fortified Assault for neck, Accelerated Density for back, Hardy for chest, you don't need anything in legs, Regenerative Shielding for hands, it will heal you a little bit when you're using a shield. You can change it for maximum damage if you don't need it. And for feet, you can put anything you want. I'm using Tumbling Master, it helps me with the dodge, but you can use Deadly Block or Explosive Block in some conditions, but I don't recommend that. But yeah, Deadly Block works as well. So these are the gear mods. So looking at the augments, I'm using all dominance based augments over here, and also dominance adaptive augments. These are not ranked right now because, you know, I'm on test server, so yeah. Now let's talk about the most important thing. After the gear, you need these three artifacts. So the first one is gonna be Manacles of Force. As always, the most important artifact for any tank power. Basically, it absorbs 50% of your incoming damage and reapplies it over the next 5 seconds in smaller amounts. Also, it puts you in unshakable state for 5 seconds, so when an attack damages you for at least 30% of your damage, that's when it absorbs 50% incoming damage. Also, when unshakable triggers, the following ability cooldown reset, like shields, density, gemstone shield, immolation, different shields for different powers. Also, all shield cooldowns are reduced by 10%. So it also gives you 5% health, 4% dominance, 3% restoration, all the basic tank stats which you need. So these are the tank stats, right? Dominance, health, and defense. Also, restoration is not important for atomic tanking because atomic is a dominance based power. Number 2 is Mystic Symbol of 7, so basically the defense-based artifact. When you get hit by an enemy, it increases your defense by 5% for each enemy within 5 yards. Basically, you get maximum of 20% defense. The higher the defense is, the lower the amount of damage you're gonna get. Also, it increases your healings by 10%, regenerates a small amount of health based on your restoration each time you're struck by an enemy, so that's really good. You're getting your heals back. And this artifact also gives you 5% health, 4% restoration, and 3% dominance. Number 3 is Everyman Prototype. This is also a defense-based artifact. So whenever your health drops below between 51 to 75%, you will gain 4% of maximum health converted to defense. Below 50% to 31%, you gain 9% of maximum health converted to defense. Below 30% or lower, gain 12% of maximum health converted to defense. Again, higher the defense, the lower the damage you're gonna get. It also gives you 5% health, 4% restoration, and 3% dominance. So this is the basic setup for atomic tanking. For base mods, you're gonna be using dominance and health support mods. And let's look at the specs. So I'm using one-handed, my favorite weapon for tanking. So just put, you know, 1 or maybe 5 skill points in it if you have higher skill points. I only have 420 skill points on test server, so we're gonna just utilize these. For super speed or flight or whatever you have, just get this one and also get these two. These will basically add 10% encased root resistance, and this will add 10% impulse resistance, so it will help you with the tanking. You can get these three whenever you break out, you will get some power out. But if you don't have extra skill points, you don't have much, forget about these three. Iconic powers, we're gonna get Harlot Shield and we're gonna get Farm and Bloom. That's a supercharge. And the stat points, I am going for superpowered. I love superpowered. I know some people go for hybrid. It gives you extra 5% dominance, 5% restoration, 5% vitalization, but you don't need it that much. Go for superpowered, especially if you have like 550 skill points. You don't need this, so go for this one. It will, whenever you use a superpower, it will give you your power back. And then go for critical healing chance, get everything in that. Critical healing magnitude, get everything in that. Put everything in dominance, because the higher the dominance, the higher heals you will get and higher your aggro will be. And like I said, atomic is dominance based power, so we need to put everything in dominance. So, and then if you have extra skill points, put everything in health. I only have 51 extra skill points, so yeah, there it is. This is your specs. Now let's look at the loadout. Let's go from the top one by one. Alright, the first one is basically your pull. It pulls your enemies towards you. And as a tank, you need this power to pull all the enemies away from the group. This is your main job as a tank. Number 2 is thermochemical explosion. Let's just call it TE. So the TE is gonna be basically a atomic combo power. Atomic is a combo power. So you tap melee to do your combo. You can do it 3 times. You press this power, you do 3 times, and it is a combo like this. Tap melee, right? So each time you basically combo, it will give you health back. You will heal some amount. How much amount? You're gonna get 40% of your maximum dominance. That's the amount of healing you're gonna get. So this is the most important power in your loadout as an atomic tank. So you keep doing it again and again and again. Now there's one thing. So if you do it 4 times, like you do it right, and then you do it, then you do it again, so it activates your aura, right? This activates your aura. Now there's a technical term for this, quark, glow, aura, whatever. We're not gonna do it, we're just gonna say it aura. So whenever your aura is active, you're gonna get some extra health back. So on top of this healing, you're gonna get some extra health back. So make sure your aura is active. Now we're gonna talk about third power, Proton Remedy. It heals you over time. But why is this power more important? Because instead of doing it 3 times, you can just pop the aura quickly like that if you pop Proton Remedy right after doing the TE combo. So when you do a TE combo, you pop Proton Remedy and your aura is up. Now you can just spam your TE combo as much as possible and your aura will keep on refreshing. You will get extra health back and you will get to do extra damage, right? So it's infinite basically, and you can just keep on getting health back. Number 4 is your basic shield, density, and absorbs incoming damage. Number 5 is hard lead shield. We took it from iconic powers, also a great shield in the game. And number 6 is mass density. This is a supercharge, so it's also a shield, but it gives you and your 7 other group members shield. So this is really good, right? So 5,000 cost, you can use this. Now let's look at some other options which I like to use as a tank, and some people might not use it, but I don't blame them. This power is Atomic Splitter. This is also your pull, but it works exactly the same way as Thermochemical Explosion, TE. So same way you do tap melee, right? And then you do TE, and then you do this. So you get your aura back, right? But you're also pulling your enemies. Okay, so what happens with this power is when you do it so many times, you pull the enemy, you do this, you pull the enemy again, they will get immune so fast that you won't be able to pull them in a bit, right? So that's why it's better to use only TE instead of Atomic Splitter. But see, now they just broke out of the sun and can't pull them because they're resisting. But it works with some situations. It works in some regular ways, especially in when you are doing when there are a lot of ads, and yeah, this works. You can help them, keep them together, and DPS will have a good time burning them. So that's why we're just only using this one. But this is also a good loadout. It works in some situations. Now let's go back to this. and we were using this loadout, right? So now let's say you want to use another artifact. This is called Eye of Gemini. The Eye of Gemini is basically, it gives you a green circle below you whenever you pop a supercharge, and what that circle will do, it will restore 3% health every second, and it will restore 2% supercharge every second. So that means you can get you can pop your supercharge again and again and again, right? And whenever this green circle expires, it will heal whoever is standing on that green circle. And also, if you're standing on that green circle, it will give us 5% dominance, health and restoration for 6 seconds, right? So 6 seconds only if you're rank 200, by the way. So let's say, let's say we change it. We're gonna change it with Everyman Prototype, or we can change it with Mystic. It's up to you. I prefer it with Everyman Prototype. So we change it, right? So right now, if you look at the top left corner of my screen, that orange bar is my supercharge. So if I pop my supercharge, it's gonna be half, but you're gonna see a green circle below me, right? But if you're using Eye of Gemini, go for Farm and Bloom. What Farm and Bloom does is basically it will heal you over time, and it damages the enemy, next to you. But this is only 2500 supercharge, so whenever you use it, you will still have 75% supercharge. So right now 75% supercharge, right? And the orange bar is 75%, so I'm gonna use Farm and Bloom. It will go to 50%, and then it will pop a green circle. So let's look at it. Let's go then. Yes, pop the supercharge, and there's a green circle, and now every second my orange bar on the top left side is going up because I'm standing in it. So this is what Farm and Bloom and Eye of Gemini do. But I like to use most of the time Everyman Prototype with mass density. It has saved my ass and my group's ass a lot of time. Now let's go to open world, do a boss, and see how it works. Alright, we are in the open world. So first thing, well, we have two bosses, they're gonna kick my ass, but let's try. So the first thing you're gonna keep in mind is whenever you are about to jump in a fight, make sure your aura is up before you go. It will give you some extra dominance, extra defense, right? So we're gonna turn that on, and here we go, pop a shield. Now we can just do this. The one thing you have to keep in mind is with Atomic, it's kind of hard to counter the enemies because you'll be busy doing your combos. So what you can do is you have to make sure you just cycle your shield. That way you will get less damage, and you won't have to heal so much again. So this is it for Atomic tanking. Now let's look at Atomic battle tank, because people actually love it. So let's take a look at that. As you can see the stats, my dominance is almost half now. It's 27,480, but my might is 72,794 now. Why? Because everything is same, but we are using DPS chest, so we can have some extra might, and we can put penetrating strikes as a gear mod. So that works, and also we are using DPS hands and using maximum damage for hands. Now another difference is the artifact. We are still using Manacles of Force because that's a tank artifact, we need it. We are still tanking, right? So same thing, Manacles of Force. Number two, we're gonna be using Transformation card. That will give you 20% extra critical chance and 30% critical magnitude on attacks. Number third is Lernia's Amulet, the artifact of death. Why? Because whenever you have this artifact on and you use the superpower, you increase your might by 3%, and it stacks up to 10 stacks for like 6 seconds, right? So that means extra might means extra damage from your superpowers. So that's why we're using it. We are using it to increase our might so we can do better damage. And also you can use a finisher which will reset your offering stacks, which will reset your total stacks and heal you 400% of the damage it deals. But since you're in tank role, it will be halved. So that means you will only get 50% of the heal back. So in this case, we're not even gonna be using finisher. We're just gonna go straight up tank and get our heals back from our atomic combos anyways. But before that, we're gonna look at the specs. Specs are kind of same weapon. We not use it, so only put 2 in it. Super speed, only these 4. Don't forget this. You can have some resistance from the root in case resistance and stuff like that. Skill points. Under iconic, we're gonna get robot sidekick, new venom boost, because as one wise person said, YouTubers love new venom boost, so here we are. And for stat points, we are spec for super powered. It will give us 10% extra might and 25% power regeneration, 10% extra power, so we're gonna go for that. Then spec everything into critical attack chance, critical attack damage, and get might and power, because we are gonna be doing some damage in a tank roll. Now if you have extra skill points, put everything in dominance. And some people have like 500, 580, 600 skill points. That means you can get more dominance out of it, which is really good for a tank, and especially for atomic tank. So this is our specs. Now looking at the loadout. First one, we're gonna be using atom splitter. We're not gonna be using this pull, we're gonna be using this pull. And this is also your main damage, also your main heals. Number two, also your main heals, as I said before, TE. And we're gonna be using these two combos, tap melee, again and again and again. Number three, now, this works like Proton Remedy. Why are we using this? This is basically your damage over time. It does a little bit damage to your, any enemies who are near you, but it works exactly as Proton Remedy and Neutrino Blast. So whenever you do a combo, let's say you do TE combo and you do this, you get your aura. That means you're gonna be doing extra damage and extra healing. So you make sure you have your aura, and also this will do damage over time, so it's your damage kind of battle tanking loadout. Number 4, density main shield. Number 5, robot sidekick. It's your pet. It will be helping you assisting in your battle, basically doing damage to the enemies. Number 6 is new venom boost. So new venom boost is your supercharge. Whenever you pop this, it will increase your damage output for whatever you're doing. Now let's look at how it works. So you see this green circle below me? This, like, not a green sign basically, maybe. So this is basically Lernia's amulet. That means it's active. So whenever I do this, I get red tick. That's the damage I'm inflicting on myself because of Lernia's amulet. So you pop your shield whenever it's ready and just keep doing your damage. 1 and 2. Make sure you have this on so you can do damage over time. Number 3, and then number 1, number 2. So as you can see, our health bar is literally fluctuating right now because we are getting damage from Lerner's amulet. But now we are up to like 10 stacks of damage. That means our might 89,000, almost 90,000 might, which is not bad for a tank. You can also clip 3 and 4. Let's get some damage in. 63,000, which is not bad for a tank. Trust me, not bad for a tank. And you'll be up front with the bosses and the ads, so you're just doing damage really nicely. Second thing, always keep a healer with you when you're running this loadout. This loadout, amulet based, the trinket of death basically. So you need that healer to heal you whenever you're getting bombarded by damage. But keep one thing in mind. This is not that you see this damage, red marks. This is damage you're inflicting on yourself. Now there are gonna be ads, there are gonna be bosses, they're gonna be doing damage on you as well. So if you go without healer, you don't stand a chance to do that. Like, just go in flashpoint open world, go through the bosses, you'll die in a second because there will be no time to heal yourself with these combos. That's the drawback of atomic. So there will be no time to heal you back, and they'll be doing damage, so you need that healer. So if you have a healer and you're running like regular raids, even with the end game content, you can totally rock this loadout. So this is basically it about atomic. I hope I was successful in explaining in easiest way possible and you guys understood what I'm saying. But if you don't, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If there's any question, any opinion, whatever it is, I'll get back to you. And this is it. So I'll see you guys later.